Hey guys, welcome to today's reading. This time we are going to be tuning into the energy of your next relationship. So we're going to see who you're going to be dating next, what is next in your love life, what is happening soon for you when it comes to love. And today we have a selection of desserts for you to choose from. By the way, if you like how I read tarot and you want more access to more of my readings, then head on over to my Patreon. I just posted a reading all about their late night thoughts about you. So it's a little bit of a spicy one. It is 18 plus, and we get into all of their late night thoughts, what they're thinking about late at night when it comes to you. And as soon as you sign up, you'll also get access to over 70 additional readings. So there are readings about love, relationships, career, money, friends, family, your future life, your past lives, where you should live, spirituality, shadow work, every topic under the sun we try to cover. You also get early access to all my YouTube videos. They get posted over there first. So if all of that sounds good to you and you want to see my Patreon and get access to all those exclusive readings, then head down to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description, and I would love to see you there. So with that being said, if you are new to this channel, welcome. And basically you're going to see which of these desserts is sticking out to you, calling your name, drawing your attention in. And then as soon as you've made up your mind, you can just scroll down to the timestamps in the comments and the description and jump into your pile. I always say I encourage you to make up your mind on which of the piles is right for you based on your intuition, the energy that is calling your name, drawing your attention in, not necessarily the one you would order in a restaurant or the one you think looks the tastiest, but the energy that is calling you in, the same way you would decide for any other pick a card reading. I also want to mention that I do private readings over on my website, briarrosetarot.com. So if there's a topic you want me to tune into, you want my undivided attention and focus on, then you can book a session with me, whether you want it to be tarot, a channeling session, or an astrology reading, or a mix of all three. You can get my undivided focus on whatever it is, and you can book your session on my website, like I said, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description as well. So with all that being said, guys, if you need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey pile one, welcome to your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got the Knight of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Five of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Magician card. So what I'm getting off the bat is that this person may be a little shy. I feel like especially when they're first approaching you, they're not going to approach you like hot, like right off the bat. They're not going to be coming for you being like, oh my gosh, you're so sexy, like sliding in the DMs, being really aggressive, like I want to meet right now. I feel like this person, they're a little intimidated by you at first. I'm not going to lie. As I was tuning into this energy, at first I was getting this person maybe a little bit older for you. There's almost like two energies coming through in this pile. One is a little bit older and more financially stable. And then as I was tuning in more, I also got a younger energy that may feel like they're kind of not knowing what they're doing as much. Like I feel like the younger energy is a little bit like, am I even in pile one's league? Are they going to like me? Are they going to approach me? Or are they going to, be receptive when I approach them? So maybe some of you guys have two energies coming for you. Maybe some of you guys are going to have multiple options, and it may be an older person and a younger person. But I feel like I really like the energy at first of the younger person, because to me, I'm sensing that again, like they're a little shy, they're a little nervous, but it's actually really sweet. And they're kind of unsure of how exactly to approach you because it feels like they have a big crush on you, but there's a sense of like, I don't know if I can like keep up with them, or I don't know if they're going to be into me, or I don't know if I can like impress this person. I don't know if I have everything that it takes to like actually make them like me. So I feel like especially the younger person, it may start out as friendship. And actually the older person too, I actually feel like pile one, y'all must be an intimidating pile, because this person feels, both of them do feel like they are intimidated by you. I'm getting that whoever this is, whether it's the older person, the younger person, it feels like when they first approach you, they are nervous about it. They are sweating. It's not something where they feel confident and they're just like, oh, pile one's going to say yes for sure. It feels like they are like, what is pile one gonna say? I don't know. Like, do I sound lame? Maybe like typing out text messages, deleting them, going back and forth. I feel like that's why we're getting the Five of Swords, because sometimes when people are super nervous, they also can sometimes be a little dishonest. So when this person first meets you, they may be a little bit Five of Swordsy, where like they may seem cagey. They may seem like, is this person like hiding something because they're like taking a really long time to respond? Or when I talk to them, like some of their answers sound a little like weird. And it may be that this person is not being fully honest, but I don't think it's because they have bad intentions. I think it's because they're like, oh my God, like if pile one really knew who I was, they probably wouldn't be into me. So let me like try to come up with like really good responses. Let me make sure all my texts are super cool, or let me try to, when they ask me questions about my life, I want it to sound as good as possible. So maybe I'm gonna like pad the answers a little and try to make it sound cooler than it is. So there may be that vibe where at first you're like, I don't know, like I can't read this person as well, or I'm not sure what they're doing. But I do feel like this person may be very attracted to you, and we are getting some earth energy. So we got Knight of Pentacles, and then of course we also have the Nine of Pentacles. But this person may be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, but they don't necessarily have to be. But those are some energies that are coming through, and I do feel like this person has that kind of hard-working earth energy where they're like very patient and very committed. They almost feel to me also like a fixed sign vibe, like where they made their mind up. And they're not the kind of person who's like a player. They're not the kind of person who's gonna like get distracted and be like, oh, actually, I want to pursue your friend, or actually, sorry, I'm dating someone else. And I know I told you I was gonna see you on Tuesday, but I scheduled another date. Like, I feel like they are very committed and they're kind of choosy. There's a little insecurity coming through. Like I feel like for them, um, like I said, someone like you intimidates them. I think they find you very physically beautiful. So when they first meet you, I feel like there's going to be a very like, is this kind of happening vibe for them? Like them not knowing, like, wait, really? Pile number one is actually returning my DMs. Pile one is actually responding to me. Pile one is actually still talking to me. Like, this is kind of crazy. And I feel like they are definitely in that energy of trying to impress you, trying to like wear their best clothes or put on like perfume or cologne or make sure that their hair is done before they meet you. And I'm actually seeing someone like gulp, like I'm seeing some Adam's apple bob up and down because they're like, I'm nervous about this, which I think is actually really, really cute. And actually, I think this person's conversations, it's going to be really, really nice. I feel like this person is a sweetheart. So they're easy to talk to. I feel like you guys do have a lot in common, and their vibe is kind of like a little bit of a teddy bear. Like, I really feel like this person actually is a sweetie. So again, if they are lying to you at first, I'm getting the vibe that it may be because they don't feel good enough. Not that they are like plotting and planning and trying to lie, but maybe they're just like, I can't tell them that, I don't know, like I have this job, so I'm going to lie and say I have a better job or something like that. But if this is the older person, they may be financially successful. They may lie about something else. I don't know. But the older person is feeling to me like they're very kind of protective, patient. I am getting the older person may have been hurt in the past, is what Spirit just said. So there is a little guardedness around them, and there is a little bit of like watching their heart and making sure that you're not, that you like, that you mean it, that you like them, which I think may be kind of exhausting for some of you guys. You may be like, okay, you can trust me. Like, what are you doing? I haven't done anything to make you not trust me. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with this older person's past and what they've experienced in other relationships. So with the Hanged Man, they may have had experiences that made them feel a little defeated, or now they're trying to get a new perspective, try something new. I do feel like the energy in this has the potential to be a lot of fun, potential to go on adventures, do very active things. Like I could see someone surfing, I could see someone, hiking, that kind of vibe, like doing active outdoors types of activities, canoeing, whatever. even like going out to restaurants or going to the movies or going to like a local arcade and playing. Like it feels like there's a lot of fun and play in this relationship. It feels very easy and it does feel like the conversation flows really well. One thing I love about this is I feel like this person is a great conversationalist. And we have the 10 of cups, so you just may enjoy spending time with this person, you know, wasting the day away, like watching Netflix with them, chilling with them. It feels really easy. It feels really easy to get along with them. And yeah, I feel like this person, it's funny because I am sensing them being a little cagey at first about, again, their intentions and even about commitment. Some of them may even be in an energy where they're like, I don't know if I want commitment right away. But I feel like the thing is, I know some of y'all are going to be like, I'm tapping out then. I want someone who knows they want me. Okay, I get it. But listen to what I'm about to say because I feel like at the same time, they genuinely do really like you. So even if they had that intention of like, I'm not ready to commit, you might change their mind a little bit. You know, you might make them be like, well, I wasn't ready, but you know what? I really like pile one. And I think for a lot of them, it's not necessarily that they're like anti-commitment or they're like, I refuse to commit. But I think that it's not necessarily something they were actively looking for, but they really, really like you and they think of you as really charming. Like there's an easiness here that I love. It just feels like, you know, kind of like slipping on your favorite pair of slippers or something like that, you know, where there's no effort required. It's just nice and cozy and it's just a good vibe. It just fits. It just flows. So actually, I think you guys feel very magnetized to each other. Like maybe they're not your usual type either, or maybe you aren't looking for a relationship. And it feels like for you, it's a little bit of a surprise as well. For both of you, it feels like this isn't something you're like, this is exactly who I want to date, and this is the relationship, and blah, 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 checking off a list. It feels like it's more of like, this is a little bit of a surprise, but I'm loving it, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm having fun. Let's get into some more cards. So we got love. Ooh, okay. Financial health, new beginnings, and trust. So this person may be financially well off. We got the financial health card. We also got the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So even if this person is young or they're still earning their money, they may be the kind of person who is like about their business. Like they are going to be earning money. They're not going to be slacking. They may even, if they are young, come from like a wealthier family or a wealthy situation. If they're older, they definitely may have their own money, their own business. And I feel like this person, especially if it's a masculine, they are going to want to be a gentleman and pay for you, pay for the meals, pay for whatever. And they're going to be very respectful. I feel like this person has really good manners. And they're really sweet about like making sure that you're taken care of, making sure that you're feeling good, making sure that you don't have to worry or feel stressed out about anything. They're actually a really good, nice caretaker. I am getting the vibe that for some of these people, they may have siblings or pets, or even, again, if this person is older, like kids or something. But it almost feels like this person is really used to navigating relationships, and they're really good at that. They're good at like talking through conflict. They're good at compromise. You know, they don't feel to me like someone who has a very one way view of looking at things or a very self-centered mindset where they're only thinking of themselves. Like I feel like again, if this is a masculine, they'd probably be that person who is conscientious enough to like pull out your chair, open doors for you, walk on the side of the road that is next to the road, walk on this part of the sidewalk that's next to the road, but like very thoughtful, and if it's a feminine, maybe she's the type to really notice your moods and take care of you and, notice when you're upset and like encourage you. But it just feels like this person is very very tuned in, and they're not the kind of person who is just very self-centered and doesn't have great social skills, doesn't have good relationship skills. I feel like it's very easy for them to flow with the relationship with you. The only thing I'm getting is possibly low self-esteem, especially if this person is younger, where they're kind of like finding their feet, finding their identity. And I feel like they learn a lot from you, or they like, even the fact that they get to be with you kind of encourages them. And if this person is actually older than you, I feel like this person, there's more of a little bit of an equal footing there. But they kind of want to look after you, take care of you. And honestly, they're very sweet. I want to get into some song cards. So let's see what songs we're going to get for pile pile number one. And I am getting that if this person is older, it may be that they do have an ex that like cheated or something, that did something with their trust. And again, that's where there's a little bit of a standoffish energy at first, or not standoffish, I should say, but a little bit of kind of like figuring out how does this flow with pile one, and how do I like it's almost like there may be some trust issues. There may be some things that like, they overreact about slightly, or they're, maybe like a little distrustful at first. And I feel like that's something that can be worked through, because it's almost like once this person figures out who you are, they're not going to be as, much in their bad habits, and they might realize, I've been really kind of like overreacting, and it's because of my ex, and I don't have to feel this way about pile one. Pile one is super trustworthy. So we got the only exception, Paramore, Lover, Taylor Swift. I feel like with the only exception, again, it is that vibe of, like I said, maybe being hurt in the past and possibly carrying that still into like a current relationship. But I feel like I'm getting that, especially if this is the older person, they are fascinated by your mind, is what Spirit just said. They love to hear you talk. They think you're an incredible conversationalist. They also really love your lips, but I think they think you are such a great conversationalist. They love to hear your thoughts on things. They love to hear your opinions. They think of you as someone who's just fascinating, easy to be around, easy to talk to. They learn a lot from you. And I feel like that really keeps them very enthralled. Again, especially if this person at first wasn't looking for a relationship, or was feeling a little standoffish to a relationship, and maybe that was the last thing on their mind. The fact that like they can talk to you all day, like I think pile one, you deserve a little bit of a round of applause, because I do feel like you guys are great conversationalists in general. You have interesting things to say. You look really deeply into situations, and I think a lot of people are going to be very taken in by this and think of you as a person that they really think of as an ideal partner, because you're easy to be around for most people. So maybe this is why multiple partners are coming through as options for you, because I feel like you are quite charming, and a lot of it does have to do with your conversational ability. Maybe you have a really strong Mercury, or you're a Gemini or a Virgo, or have Gemini Virgo placements, or a Mercury aspecting a major planet, or in the first house or something. But it feels like it's easy for you to talk. You're an interesting person to talk with. And I feel like this person, both of them, both these people, really could talk to you all day long. So we also got Talking Body, Toblo. I didn't even realize I had seen that song title, but I didn't even realize it said Talking Body. But you're a great talker, so it makes sense. But I also think they're super attracted to your body. I think that for them, you are like the whole package. They see you as very, very beautiful, and something very sexy about you as well. I feel like they are really excited. Like it's almost like I'm seeing someone staring at their phone, getting so excited to see a text, like looking forward to like, what are they going to say next? What are they doing? Excited to text you like, good morning, babe. Not like, oh, I have to text them or whatever, but really can't wait to talk to you. Can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to get your opinion on things. Just really drawn to you in so many ways. And honestly, it feels like for them, it feels like a bit of a privilege that they get to be around you and talk to you and engage with you. I feel like they are aware of how lucky they are. They don't take you for granted. They don't see you as just another option or whatever. Pile one is okay. It's like they are like, wow, I'm the luckiest person alive. I can't believe I got to be with pile one. And I'm just heard in my mind brown hair for some of you guys. But of course, it's a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But I just saw a little mop of brown hair. So maybe this is going to be a brunette for some of you, but it could be a blonde, redhead, black hair, whatever. Of course, take what resonates, leave the rest. It is a general reading. But I am seeing brown hair for some of you guys. Okay, we got Honey and I. Hi, this person just thinks you're so cute. Something about your nose too. I think they really love. They might like bop your nose, or, like press down on your nose in like a cute, like teasing way. I just think they think of you as like a little cutie, and honestly, they probably are going to save photos of you and like stare at them in their phone. I also feel like they would probably like, even before y'all dated, again, there's like this I like you energy, and I'm not fully confident 100% approaching. So I feel like they would definitely stare at like your photos on social media and like just look at them and be like, oh my gosh, Padawan, so cute. Like they're so sexy. They're but also like just something adorable about you, something cute and charming about you that I think isn't even necessarily straight up like sexy. It's just like they kind of like want to cuddle with you, it's like, oh, they're such a cutie. Okay, we got Pang, Caroline Polachek, and a sky full of stars. This person's actually feeling like a lot of a romantic. Um, Again, I'm getting at first you may not get that vibe from them, and you may be like, oh, we're just flirting, or they're not into a relationship, or I'm not into a relationship, whatever. But I do feel like over time, again, the draw to each other becomes really strong, especially the fact that this person does think of you as so cute, and they get along with you, and you guys have a lot in common, and you have a lot of the same, I feel like, priorities, things you want to talk about. I'm also getting you have the same sense of humor. So the same things make you laugh. And this is maybe why I can see people just sitting on the couch for hours watching Netflix and like laughing along to a TV show. I feel like the same things make you laugh, which is so important in a relationship. So it's just an easy, like fun vibe, it's just like you guys can just hang out with each other and have a good time. You don't even have to be at a nice restaurant or doing anything fancy. It just feels like time spent with each other is more than enough. So we also got Whale Song resonating and the crossing initiation. I feel like you're kind of a reawakening or an awakening for this person. So if they're younger than you, they may never have dated someone like you, or if they're older than you, it may have been that they haven't felt this way in a really long time. But it feels like this is something that is very almost like new to them, or they were like, that's never going to happen to me. Maybe again, if they're older, they were just feeling jaded, or they were feeling like, I'm done dating, or like, I can never be in love again. I had young love once, but then she broke my heart, and that's probably going to be it for me. And I feel like it's such a relief almost that this person can feel strongly again and can care and can get excited about someone because it has been such a long time for them, and because they haven't felt anything. They have been a little bit jaded, or whatever you want to call it. And for them, I feel like this is like, wow, I'm actually capable of getting so excited. Or if they're younger than you, maybe they haven't had a super serious relationship. Or if they had, maybe it was like, I don't really care that much about love, or, sometimes people are together for a long time, but when you ask them, like, were you in love with them? They're like, I don't know. What's love? Or I think I was in love, but I'm not sure. And they didn't really care that much about the person. And this may be the first time that this person feels so strongly. And I feel like it's a really joyful experience for both of you because you both just like each other so much. It almost feels like two little kids getting together and like laughing and giggling and having a good time. If it just feels like the best vibe, like really, really fun. And that's, I think, your energy. It's resonating together. You guys just vibe with each other in the same way that like two whales in the ocean, they can hear each other's songs, and even across a wide ocean, they can feel the energy, the resonance, they can understand each other's messages. And, it's interesting because I know there's like a whale that is, they say, the loneliest whale in the world. And it just, it sings at a register or something that like other people or other whales can't hear. So that's how unique the whale songs are to each other, is like, if you're not that same whale, you may not be able to hear it in the same way. But if you are that whale, you can hear it. And I feel like there is this unique like register you guys have, or vibe you guys have, where it's like, wow, I really found my person. And it just feels super, super positive. It feels like a really positive, happy relationship. I feel like this person, whoever they are a really positive vibe. They may be an optimist by nature. They may believe in like manifestation and thoughts become things, and they may be very careful about avoiding negative self-talk. But it just feels like there's a lot of positivity coming through, a lot of happiness in the relationship, and happiness individually. So yeah, it's just honestly a good vibe. So we also got Dragon's Duel. inner conflict, immorality, conscious choice. The dream walker dreams the collective unconscious, illusions, and the spirit whisper, divine guidance, higher knowing. So this person may have a spiritual side to them. I'm not necessarily sensing that they are like 100% into everything and that they like memorize their astrology chart and are super into tarot and all of that jazz, but they may be into spirituality and y'all may have even dreamt of each other, or they may just have a spiritual side and believe in karma and be like a good person. To me, this person feels like a good person. I could even see them as being raised inside a church or inside of a traditional religious structure. And I feel like they have a little bit of a moral code that like follows them around, like do unto others as you would have others do unto you, or turn the other cheek, or whatever. They feel like just a good egg, like a good, nice, kind-hearted person, you know, and someone who might even give to the homeless, or someone who might go out of their way to like help a little old lady cross the street. And I feel like that's very attractive to you guys as well. If there was an era when you were like obsessed with bad boys or bad girls, maybe you're like past that now and you want someone who's just kind-hearted, sweet, nice person, which I definitely feel like fits the bill with this person. They feel like a sweetie. They feel really, really nice and kind. So yeah, I think that there's like a commonality there, and you may have visions or dreams of this person before you meet them. Yeah, you may be like dreaming of them, or they may come up in a few tarot readings before you meet them. But I feel like I love the way the relationship happens because it feels like it just kind of falls into place. It's bringing to mind that quote, I think by John Green, where he says, I fell in love the way you fall asleep slowly and then all at once. Like it feels like y'all are just kind of like getting to know each other at first, and there's like a I like this person and like we have good conversation vibe, but it's not necessarily super serious off the jump. Like it doesn't feel like from the beginning y'all are like I want exclusivity, and you know I am only looking for a serious relationship. It feels like things just start off. It could even start as friends. Could definitely see this relationship starting as friends, or starting off the basis of being like, you know, we're just friendly with each other. We just like each other. We just hang out in class together. But then I feel like it morphs over time into like genuine, like I feel like I want to make it clear. I do feel like this person always had a crush on you. They always really liked you and really enjoyed you. But I feel like over time, it's like it becomes something that you guys both can't ignore, you know? If this person tries to keep it just friends at first, or just tries to downplay their feelings, or joke around with you a lot, even maybe tease you a lot with this Dragon's Duel card, or cloak their intentions, feels like over time it becomes almost like unignorable. Like I have to be real about this because I really, really do like pile one and I can't really hold it back. And then I feel like this person will probably step forward, and maybe both of you. You might have to be the one to step forward though, to be honest, because this person does feel very shy and intimidated by you. Let me get into some astrology dice for pile number one. So, ooh, we got the nodes, we got the 10th house, and we got Capricorn. Oh, I was picking up on so much Capricorn, and we have double Capricorn. I almost said, because I was like fixed and earth, and I was like, this really feels like Capricorn energy. So it definitely could be a Capricorn sun, someone with a Capricorn stellium, or major Capricorn placements like a Capricorn moon, or ascendant, Venus or Mars. But it feels like they have that beautiful Capricorn determination where once they commit, once they make their mind up, that's why Mars is exalted in Capricorn, is because it will never give up. Once they set their mind on something, it's like a done deal. And I feel like with this person, that's how they are, is they are the kind of person that like they're not going to be fickle, and one day they're talking to this person and then they lose interest and then they talk to that person. They're not a mutable energy, really, is what I'm getting. I mean, they may be a mutable sun. I have no idea, but it feels like there's something about them, especially when it comes to love, that like they really, you know, there's a level of commitment there. There's a level of really thinking of someone and that's all they want. And they're not going to change their mind later in the future. They're not going to decide that I woke up today and actually have a crush on that person. So I feel like that is just really reassuring to you. I don't know if some of y'all maybe you've been cheated on or you've had people just lose interest randomly and there's a little bit of fear there, but it feels like it's really reassuring to you to know that this person genuinely cares. They're not BSing, they're not pretending, like genuinely they want you and that's how they are. They're not going to lose interest on Friday morning, you know. We also have the node. So this could be a very important relationship for both of you guys. It could shape you into who you are. It also might even have some past life ties, but I feel like there's an easiness there. It almost feels a little bit, and I know this is weird to say, but like a brother-sister relationship, which I know is really creepy. But I just mean like sometimes, you know, couples just seem so comfortable with each other. They just seem so like the vibe is almost like were y'all siblings in a past lifetime because you're so jokey with each other, like you're so comfortable with each other, you guys just have the same sense of humor and it reminds you of like how siblings act with each other, but of course it's different, you know, because they're not actually siblings and so it's not got that creepy component, but that easiness of like, oh my God, I fully know you, I know all your stupid little secrets and your dumb jokes that make you laugh and all the cringe stuff about you. I already know it and I still love it. It just feels really sweet and comforting and like easy. Like you guys just joke around. There's a friendly vibe. There's a positive happiness around you. And I think this person is really going to value you. So yeah, that is what I have for you, pile one. I really hope it resonates. If it did, let me know in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys. So let me know your thoughts. Also make sure to give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button. And I just posted over on my Patreon their late night thoughts about you. So that's a spicy one. If you want to watch that one, we get into all the juicy details. It is an 18+ reading. If that sounds good to you and you're interested, then go to my Patreon to sign up. And of course, as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to about 70 additional readings, probably well over 70 at this point, but I haven't counted in a while. And new readings go up all the time. You also get early access and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. So you get a double whammy, exclusive readings that are only available at Patreon and all my YouTube videos posted early and with no ads on them. So if that all sounds good to you, head to my Patreon. The link is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description. And if you would like to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a tarot reading, a channeling session, an astrology reading, and you get to ask me mostly whatever you want. And so, yeah, if that sounds good to you, go to my website, briarrosetarot.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back again very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile two, welcome to your reading. So for your cards, you guys got the Two of Cups, Seven of Wands, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the World card. So what I'm feeling right off the bat, this person likes to be busy. They may be a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel like this person is the kind of person that probably has a very booked schedule or just likes to stay busy, just likes to have their calendar booked, maybe a lot of social events. They may like to wake up and immediately start their day, like go to the gym, you know, have breakfast, meet up with friends, do something. I don't feel like this person particularly likes to stay still or stay at home. And they honestly, I'm not gonna lie, for some of you guys, I know some people aren't gonna like this, but this person feels like they might even be a little bit of a party animal or a very social person. Someone who's very outgoing, might have a very wide group of friends and gets along with a lot of people. I feel like this person just likes to stay active and they're not really a homebody is what I'm getting. Like, I feel like they do like to go out. And I'm feeling like there's going to be people in this pile who are like, what? This is not me. I must have picked the wrong pile. This person, I would never want to date this person. And I actually am feeling like if that's the case, there's a little bit of an opposites attract thing going on where I feel like both of you are like, I don't think I would usually go for pile number two or vice versa. Like, I feel that this person is a little bit surprised by you because you're not their usual type, and you're a little bit surprised by them because they're not your usual type. And I feel like there's something about you guys that the conversation, the vibe is so on point. So even if this person is usually kind of ADHD, always doing a million things, always running a million miles an hour, and has, lots of different things they are always up to and enjoy doing, I feel like when it comes to you, it's almost like they're willing to slow down. They're willing to kind of pause. And there's like this beautiful energy of peace and understanding in your relationship. We got the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups. So there's a really beautiful connection that actually you guys have that might be the only thing that could take this person out of their usual schedule or their usual routine. Because I'm not going to lie, they may even be a little bit of a player. I feel like this person may be very attractive, and they may have a lot of suitors or people who are interested in dating them. And so it doesn't feel like they were necessarily looking to settle down or looking to date you, to be honest, or date anyone. Like it feels like they were just wanting to have fun or have a good time, or, looking for excitement a little bit. But when it comes to you, they're like, you know what? I'm down. Okay. I wasn't thinking I wanted a relationship. I wasn't thinking I wanted that monogamous. Maybe they thought that would be really boring. Maybe when they pictured like having a nice romantic dinner with someone and then like holding hands and like walking back home, they were like, oh, that sounds so boring. I could never do that. I need some excitement. But I feel like with you, it's like, there's something about you that's so different, unique, and hard for them to figure out that actually it keeps their attention quite well. And I actually think there's a really beautiful long-term potential in this relationship. So some of y'all might begin this thinking like, oh, it's just going to be a hookup, or it's a quick thing, or I know they're not serious about a relationship. And honestly, perfect, because I'm just looking to have fun too. And then it develops into something more. Like I feel like there are some really strong feelings going on back and forth. I do feel like this person, to be honest with you, I don't feel like this person is like super skilled at relationships. Again, in the past, they may have hooked up a lot with people or had short-term flings. So they might not even know really how to approach this or how to make it happen. Like they might be like, okay, like what is going on? Why am I catching feelings? Why do I want to spend all this time with this person? Why am I thinking of them? Like, what the heck is happening? This is weird. And I feel like they might not, so you might be expecting the relationship to move along at a certain pace, or for them to like have the conversation with you about exclusivity and monogamy. And you might be like, okay, it's going to happen any moment now. And this person just like never does. And I feel like a big part of it is because, again, they're not necessarily like skilled or adept at that. Like that's not their vibe. And I feel like for them, they're kind of like, even they might have a little bit of a identity crisis, because they may be like, but I'm like trying to have fun, or this isn't what I wanted. And they might be a little resistant to it at first. So there may even be a period after y'all first meet where they like, I don't want to say ghost you, but like go kind of quiet, or you don't hear from them for a while. And they kind of like retreat back, and you might be like, okay, like what the heck is going on? Does this person still like me? What are they doing? Like maybe I was imagining it. Maybe they were just being a player and those weren't real feelings, even though it felt real. But I am feeling like this person is going to have to go back into like hermit mode for a minute and kind of like figure out how they're feeling, and then they may come back to you. But of course they have the element of freedom of choice. Everyone does. So they could choose either direction, and it is a general reading. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take anything that doesn't resonate or doesn't feel true to you in your heart and soul. But yeah, I feel like this person, they are super, super drawn to you, and it's almost like they can't keep you off their mind, even as much as they may try, even as much as they may try to reduce it to like, yeah, we met and it was fun, but I mean, I'm not looking for a boyfriend, or I'm not looking for a girlfriend. But they keep thinking of you, and you stay on their mind, and this connection y'all have is rare, because it feels like, first of all, there's a lot of heat, passion, and chemistry, which is important to this person because they are fiery. I do feel like that matters a lot to them. So I'm not going to lie, it's not just a purely sweet, emotional, full cups only relationship where it's like, I wouldn't care. You know how like that was like a joke on TikTok where a girl would ask her boyfriend, like, would you still love me if I was a worm? And it was a joke because like, who would fall in love with a worm anyway? But like, this person would definitely not love you if you were a worm. Let's just say that. Like, the physical is part of the appeal here, okay? Like they are definitely drawn to you because of your looks, because of your vibe, and like there's a fight. I feel like you also have a feistiness. Y'all are not giving me as there could definitely be fire signs in pile two, but I'm getting for this person, they feel very fiery. I'm not sensing, I don't know if you're as fiery as they are. Some of y'all might be. It is a general reading, but I feel like you have an aspect of fiery or feistiness, maybe not even in like a fire way, but you might be like, an air sign and like you can really verbally argue or something like that. I don't know, but there's like something about you that like captures their attention. They almost like to fight with you, or like they like that you're a little bit of a challenge. You know what I mean? They like that you're not like easy. You're not as easy. There's something a little demanding about you that I think this person really enjoys. They like that challenge. So like I said, that's bringing a lot of this energy to a head. But I do feel like if the physical stuff is like a big thing for this person. So they're very drawn to your physicality. They think of you as very attractive, but also that personality, also the vibe, also the way you aren't easily pleased is what I'm getting. Like there's something about you that's hard to get in some way. I think that's what this person really likes and what keeps them coming back for more. Yeah. So it isn't just a pure cups relationship where it's just like they're like, oh, they're so nice, and it's fine if they didn't look like they looked. I'd still like them and I'd still love them. It's like, no, there's a lot of there's a little shallowness in this relationship, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe it's my Venus Aries because I can be really shallow, but you know what? I think good relationships are based on a little shallowness. You got to have that attraction, and this person is very attracted to you. They are very attracted to you. They think you are very sexy, pile number 2. So let's get into some more cards. I haven't seen any of these. So we got healing, spirit guide, justice, and well-being. Really interesting. Okay, so like I said, there is a cups energy coming through though, and there is this astral connection that you guys do have that I feel like, again, this is where this person can't keep you off their mind, and they're kind of like, what is going on? This is weird. Like maybe I did say that like we were just gonna hook up, or maybe I did say that like, I'm not looking for anything serious, but I keep thinking about them. And I feel like that lasts, even if there is a separation or there's some reason why y'all can't talk for a while or whatever, like you're on their mind throughout, and they definitely keep thinking of you. That's a very cup energy thing, because keep in mind the cups are also psychic connection to the astral plane. So 2 of Cups is like this mental, emotional connection that isn't even needing to be physical. You don't need to be next to each other in the same room to have it. And I feel like that's how this person feels for you, is like you're on their mind quite a lot. They think about you quite a lot, and they do feel very, very connected to you. We also got the World card. So there may be an element of travel or separation, or just even being from like different cultures, different backgrounds, that kind of a thing. And it also just may feel kind of scary to this person, because the World card is also a card of completion, of finality. It's the final card in the major arcana, so it's the end of that journey. And honestly, I feel like there is an energy. I'm not saying all of y'all are going to marry this person, because it is a general reading, and I'm not getting that as a certain message, but I do feel like for some of you guys, this really has the potential to be long lasting, possibly like an end game relationship, possibly a final relationship or marriage or something, or just a really long-term important relationship. And I feel like this person is a little scared of that. Like they are kind of like, whoa, no, this isn't what I signed up for. So there is that kind of like push pull, being drawn to you, then telling themselves, no, what are you doing? But there's something about you guys that you keep coming back to each other. There's something about you guys that the feeling is so strong. The connection is so strong. Y'all just can't get enough of each other. And again, I feel like they like the fact that you're a little different from them, and you like the fact that they're a little different from you. So if you are listening to this and being like, well, I would never date this person. Well, that may be part of the whole dynamic, is like that's part of the appeal, is that maybe they like that fact too, that you kind of have that mentality where you're like, oh, I would never date them, and they're like, oh really? Well, let me prove this to you. Let me show you that I actually do have that level of riz, that I can convince you to date me even after you told me you were never going to date someone like me. So I actually feel like you may be surprised if you have that mentality that this isn't your vibe, and they may also think the same thing of you. I feel like there's a lot of differences between you guys, and it's kind of reminding me of that opposites attract phrase. There's, again, could be from different cultures, just different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, or even ethnicities, or just different priorities in life, different vibes, personalities. But I feel like there's some differences, that add to things. There also could be a vibe of someone making more money in the relationship. We got the Six of Pentacles, and this could be a good or a bad thing. I'm not getting a definitive. I feel like for some of you guys, it might add tension. There's some kind of like tension, especially, I guess, a lot of times that would mean the feminine might earn more than the masculine, and sometimes that can cause issues, especially with a guy who, like, he wants to be the provider, he wants to pay for dates and stuff, and I think women enjoy that as well, so that might be an issue. But it also could be in the opposite direction. It could be like, he earns more money and it makes her nervous or something like that. But there is that vibe of possibly for some of you guys a financial thing, with someone earning more than the other side. Let me get into some song cards and get the vibes for this energy. So what can you tell me about pile two's next relationship, and what is the vibe here? Okay, so we got so hot, you're hurting my feelings. I'm telling you guys that this person's very attracted to you guys. This person is very attracted to you. They think you are really sexy, okay? I feel like they, like if they see you on a dating app or something, it's like when they see you, they're like, oh my God, wow, like that's exactly, that person looks like my celebrity crush. I have to talk to them. Like, it's like they're so excited. Or if you meet them at a bar, they see you from across the bar and they're like, oh my God, I gotta talk to that person. Like, you are their type. You are it for them. They are drawn to you. They can't get enough of you, and they find you to be very, very attractive. We also got High by the Beach, Lana Del Rey. Okay. And I Will, the Beatles. So there may be a vibe about some of you guys of like going outside your comfort zone or doing things a little bit different. Because with High by the Beach, to me, there's a like wildness to that song, I guess, a little bit. So there may be a vibe about like just maybe doing things you wouldn't normally do. So like I said, maybe some of you guys are like, I would never date this person. And no, I do not want to hang out with some player guy or some player girl. But like, you might find yourself doing things you wouldn't normally do with this person. Maybe like drinking a little bit more or taking risks, or, maybe they're like, come on, let's go just like drink all day. Let's go to the restaurant and like have margaritas, and then let's go, I don't know, to the skate park after, or whatever. Let's go to the museum after. That's me being from DC. I used to love drinking and then going to the museums in DC because they're all free. It's actually such a great way to spend the afternoon, as long as you're not like, super drunk. But anyway, they might want to do something like that with you, and you're like, excuse me, like, I don't feel like doing this. Like, I have stuff to do and I have a schedule. And then you end up like going with them, having a bunch of margaritas and having a great time and just enjoying and laughing and like being really glad you went. But there may be that vibe of something that's a little outside your comfort zone. We got Trip to Your Heart, Britney Spears. Yeah, that's a really sweet song. So honestly, I feel like there is this very much Two of Cups, deep connection energy. And as I'm saying that, I felt real love. Like, I feel like what's cute about this is there's something about you that sneaks up. There's something about this relationship that sneaks up on you. We also got August by Taylor Swift. And I love the lyric that's sticking out to me that I keep hearing in my head is August slipped away like a moment in time, like a bottle of wine. And yeah, I feel like there's something about this relationship that almost it sneaks up on you. It slips away. It kind of like just it's not expected. It's like something that's happening in your peripheral vision that you don't quite see until it's like right there. Like, you're aware maybe that like, yeah, I like this person and they're cool and I enjoy hanging out with them. But then next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I think I have really deep feelings for this person. I really like them. I've spent every day with them this week, or I've been texting them nonstop and I usually don't. And I thought it was just going to be like a fling. So it feels like it could start as like a situationship, hookup, even friends with benefit situation. And then it morphs into something more, is kind of what I'm feeling and what I'm getting. Let me get into some more cards. So we got Woodwives. I haven't seen any of these, by the way. And Cosmic Womb, the Divine Feminine. Wow. Yeah, I think what I love about this relationship is it feels like it's teaching you to explore some boundaries. Because if you do have strong boundaries up, and even for both of you, because maybe this person has their own version of boundaries, even though they may be like a fire sign vibe, wild person, maybe they have in their mind certain boundaries up of like, well, I'm not going to catch feelings, or I'm just going to have fun, or I'm not trying to settle down. I'm wild and free. And they're kind of like this excitable energy, and they're not as open to their water energy. They're not as open to their emotional side. They're not as open to getting deep, or even their earth energy, longevity energy. They're like permanent, let's settle down energy. So both of y'all may be closed off in different ways. You may be closed off to like the fun, excitement, and this person opens you up to that. And you might open them up to like, maybe we could make things a little more serious. But I think that there's both a lot of exploration and kind of like self-discovery, self-growth that happens, pushing someone's boundaries, learning to adapt, learning to compromise, learning that like I don't have to be so rigid in my own energy, and maybe I can open myself up to someone else's energy. So in that way, I think it's a really beautiful connection. It's not a connection that I feel like is expected. So it takes you out of your norm. It takes you out of your habits, that sometimes we can all fall into certain habits in relationships or just in general in life, where like, we have the same kinds of friends, or we date the same kind of person, or we go to the same job and have the same schedule. And it really feels like there's something that's pushing your boundaries and making you act different. And I feel like there's going to be times in the course of this relationship where you're almost like, I don't even recognize myself. And I feel like this person is going to feel the same way. There's a vibe of like stepping outside the norm, stepping outside your boundaries, and discovering a different side of yourself. Because I think that's what can also be great about these kinds of relationships, is they can awaken a part of you that maybe was always there, but maybe you had a hard time expressing it. Maybe for the person that, they were in their party mode, they do have a serious, soft, emotional side, but maybe they thought that side was weak or lame or uncool, so they weren't going to express it. And maybe for the person that was really regimented and didn't do a lot of wild stuff, they have a wild side, but they were too scared to unleash that. So I feel like both of you guys are exploring, opening up, and pushing your own boundaries a little bit. We also got cosmic womb, the divine feminine. So again, I feel like this person is very attracted to you. And this is, to me, a card of longevity. And it also can talk about something taking time to develop, is what I'm getting. You know how like it takes 9 months in the womb for a fetus to form and, fully develop and everything. And so I feel like with you guys, again, there's a longevity here, and it might not even be that this relationship is going to last for life. Although I am getting, for some of you guys, this could be a very permanent thing. There could even be feelings that last for a really long time, or y'all could, marry or just stay together for a really long time, have a long-term relationship. But I also feel like for some of you guys, it could just be that this relationship takes time to unfold. Like I said, there may be a stop start, there may be a beginning of the relationship where there's like a bump or there's a lack of communication, and then a reunion. There may be a time when you guys are drawn to each other and really like each other, but neither side is speaking up. I feel like there's, again, a need for patience, longevity, kind of like looking past the temporary and needing to kind of like chill and use your intuition and rely on the Two of Cups instead of living completely in the moment and just taking things as they are. I feel like there's also a lot of trust on both sides, especially the side that's more regimented, kind of like accepting the more fiery person as they like figure their energy out, and as they kind of accept that like, I really have caught feelings. There's trust and patience required from the other partner who's on the receiving end of that, who might be in an energy of like, okay, what do you mean you have to figure things out? Like, I'm not going to wait for you. But I feel like there's such a strong pull between both of them that may be something that, even though they wouldn't usually do, they're like, okay, you know what? I will wait for you because I like you that much. Let's get into some more cards. I, again, haven't not seen any of these. The Altar Priestess, and this says preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. The High Lady of Love and Compassion, Reverence, Kindness, Consideration. The Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect. And the Map Maker of Destiny, Authentic Purpose, Inspiration, and Free Will. And that's what I love, is like there's a respecting of the free will in this, and a real like both sides coming together autonomously. Like how sometimes in relationships it feels like, I don't know, someone's just looking for a partner, like they're just looking for like I just want to date this type of person, and I want to make sure they have a good job, or I want to make sure that they have this feature, or I want to make sure that they have this background or whatever. And it all feels like you're just looking for something to fit, and it's just something that isn't super emotional. And there's kind of like I don't know, a vibe of it just both sides entering in and not really thinking it through. And I feel like in a way, because there's a little bit of a forest of brambles to wander through, if that makes sense. I know that's a very poetic way to describe it, but feels like the path, the journey to y'all coming together is not fully straight. It's not just like, boom, this is so easy. It feels like it's like, okay, we got to figure out a lot of stuff that by the time y'all do fully come together, it's like you both chose it, and there's no like coercing one person into like, come on, like, let's date, or the other person being like kind of mediocre about it, but being like, well, whatever, I guess, or being like, I don't know if they're my type, but I am looking for a girlfriend, so they'll work. It feels like both sides are like really actually drawn to the other person and really actually like the other person for who they are. They're not settling, they're not just looking to fill a role. It's like, I truly am drawn to you and I truly like you. And there is this very strong psychic connection. We're getting that again. We got the spirit guide card, Two of Cups, and the Web Weaver, the Altar Priestess, the High Lady of Love and Compassion. There's a very strong connection y'all have on the astral plane. I feel like this connection is so much deeper. And if there is a time of separation, it's like during that time, both parties are thinking of each other quite a lot and figuring out and moving through it. It doesn't feel like, oh yeah, I remember that person, but I'm not thinking of them. Or it's just fully you guys are together all the time. It does feel like there's a lot of time to kind of pause and reflect and to connect on the astral plane. And that, I'm actually hearing, strengthens this connection, because it makes you both realize maybe there was an energy at first where both of y'all were like, yeah, they're cute and yeah, I'm down, but it wasn't fully 100%. And then it's like by the end, you both really feel committed because you know how much you care about them. You know how much you've been thinking of them, and you know that this is special. So it's almost like you guys are drawn together despite your free will, despite the fact that maybe this isn't who you would pick, or they're very different from you, or there's a lot of miscommunication or differences or whatever. It feels like the vibe is so good, and the passion and the chemistry is freaking amazing, and you just have to like go with it. So yeah, I like this. This is an exciting relationship. Let's get into some astrology dice for pile number 2. So we got Venus. I don't know why I almost started saying Jupiter. Leo, and the third house, Gemini. So we have Leo, Gemini, and then Libra or Taurus represented. So with Venus, the planet of love, obviously there's a lot of deep love here. And also Venus is beauty. So again, there's that superficiality at first where I feel like maybe that's why you guys are drawn together at first, where maybe you're like, yeah, we don't have anything in common. Like, I honestly don't know why I started dating them. And yeah, like actually now that I think about it, why did I even say yes to that date? But I feel like a lot of it is because like both of y'all are each other's types. You're both drawn together. And I feel like that physical connection makes it, or forms like the bedrock of this relationship. Like it's kind of like without that, none of you guys would have like signed up for this. None of you guys would have even given it a shot, because there's so many differences. There's so many things you don't have in common, but you like are into it because of the physical, and because like I'm drawn to this person and they're really sexy and they look really good and they're beautiful. So you know what? I'll, spend time with this person and we can hang out. And then it's like the feelings develop and things become really real and things start getting a lot deeper. But I also, again, maybe it's the Venus Aries in me that is a little bit of a superficial placement, not a little bit, a lot. That's why it's debilitated there. But anyway, but so maybe it's me, but I just really do feel like there's something to be said though for physical connections, or for judging someone off their physicality, because I often think sometimes that's spirit's way. Like, this is a tangent, but that's spirit's way of communicating to you that this is your person. When you just see someone across the room and you're like, oh my God, that's my perfect type. Maybe that's why spirit designed them to look that way, to have that nose, those eyes, that hair, those cheekbones, those lips, whatever the case may be, because spirit was like, ooh, I know what you're gonna like. Let me like set the perfect thing up for you, because I do think there's something, that we don't need to discount, like, oh, you're just with that person because you're attracted to them. It's like, yeah, and maybe that's, what's wrong with judging that versus judging someone's intelligence or anything else? Because it is an important part of the relationship. So that's a little tangent, but that's me defending this kind of connection, because I actually think connections based on physicality aren't a bad thing, and it can be really beautiful. And I think your vibe here is a perfect example of that sometimes when you feel like it's just physical at first, that may be spirit's way of pulling you into a relationship that's actually a lot deeper and is meant to bring something else to your life, but maybe you would have passed it up normally, and the physical makes you, more invested. And so it's not to just write it off. Anyway, that's a little bit off topic, but I think you guys have a really cute connection. And if the physical is what brings you together at first, then hey, so be it. No judgment here. Then we also have the third house, Gemini. And again, I feel like your connection, your conversation specifically is so on point. Like y'all could talk for hours. You guys just seem like you get along so well. You feel like you want to talk about the same things. You have a lot of the same interests. The conversation just flows. Conversation is amazing between you two. It feels like it's so easy for you guys to talk to each other, and it's just a really positive, beautiful Gemini vibe when maybe you're finishing each other's sentences. There also may be that element of communication that Gemini, the third house, rules over. So there may be a vibe of you guys having to text for a while, or being long distance for a while, or having to like DM each other for a while because you're not in the same place or because there's some distance. But communication may heavily figure into this relationship in some way. Again, I feel like especially if there's like an initial separation or some reason why y'all can't physically be together, maybe that's what it is. But I also feel like the conversations in person are really wonderful, and you guys can just talk for hours. Like you could shut the restaurant down because you guys just can stare into each other's eyes and just talk, forever. And then we also have Leo, and Leo is that fire sign. Leo is super passionate. Also, Leo, again, likes partners who look good, and they like to look good themselves. So again, I feel like there's a little shallowness in this relationship, but I'm not hating. I'm a Venus Aries. I have no leg to stand on if I was to judge shallowness. So I am not. But I do think that there's a little bit of that's why you guys come together. And maybe at first it's like, but honestly, who wants to be on the receiving end of a relationship where, like, whenever I hear people talk about their partners and they're like, I wasn't attracted to him at first, but then he was so funny, or she was so nice, and so like I wasn't attracted physically to them, but then I started liking them. I'm like, oh my God, if I ever dated someone who said that about me, I'd be so bad. So who wants that? We all want our partner to really like us and to care about those things. And I feel like this person does. They are physically oriented. They are the kind of person who does care what you look like. And they probably wouldn't be talking to you, I'm not going to lie, if you didn't look so good. Pile number 2. But luckily you do look really good. So it's okay. And with Leo's a lot of fun. It's a youthful, youth-oriented sign. We also have the cosmic womb, divine feminine. So actually, because there's two kind of child placements, because Leo rules the 5th house of children in astrology, there could be the potential for having kids with this person. There could be the potential for starting a family or even getting pregnant. So if that's something you want, then that's a good thing, I guess. If that's something you don't want, then, you might have to take steps to prevent that. But that's just for some of you guys, not everyone. But I feel like the passion, the way you guys are so drawn to each other, I could see that just being an issue that like you have to be careful about, because you probably want to spend a lot of time together, is all I'm going to say. And so, sometimes that can result in a child. But yeah, I think there's also like a youthful, fun energy between you guys. It feels like you guys love to like have fun together. Like I was saying earlier, like just getting margaritas and going to drink and going to, I don't know, walk around town and do funny stuff. Like it just feels like you're having fun, you're enjoying each other, and it's a really good time. So yeah, I think that's what I have for you, pile 2. I hope it resonates. If it did, let me know in the comments. I always love hearing from you. So let me know what you think. Also give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And I just posted over on my Patreon a 18+ What are their late night thoughts about you? So that one is a spicy one. If you want to know someone's late night thoughts about you, what they're thinking about when they're maybe going off to bed or whatever, then that is a great one to watch. But as soon as you sign up for Patreon, you'll get access to over 70 additional readings over every topic under the sun. You'll also get exclusive early and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. So you get to watch those first before anyone else. And of course, the exclusive content, you get access to all of it as soon as you sign up. So there's readings about love and money, career, relationships, family, friends, shadow work, future life, past lives, where you should live, so many different topics. So if that sounds good to you, head to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description and join me over on Patreon. And if you would like to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a half hour or a full hour-long session with me, have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel for you, and you get to ask me pretty much whatever you want. So if you are interested in that, go to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and get a reading with me. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back again very soon with another reading. So take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile three, welcome to your reading. So for your cards, you guys got the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, the Lovers, Strength, and the Hanged Man. So with the Emperor leading off the bat, this could be a very powerful person. Specifically, it could be an Aries. But I feel like one thing that this person has in common, they may have a kind of dominant energy, or they may be a very powerful person. They may own a business. They may have a lot of responsibilities. They may be very booked and busy. And I feel like this person is going to come in very strong, powerfully, knowing what they want. We got the Ace of Pentacles. So they may really have the intention of making this like a long-term thing. They may not be in the energy of like, I just want to see and figure it out. And I don't know what I really want, but we could like talk for a while. Like, I feel like they're going to come correct, and they're going to come in strong, knowing what they want, asking for what they want. So you may know from the bat, this person may make it very clear, like, I want a relationship, I'm very serious, or I want XYZ from my partner. They may tell you straight up. Like if they're a girl, they may say, I want a partner who does this for me. I want a partner who takes care of blah, blah, blah for me. Or if this is a guy, they may be like, I want a partner who has this characteristic or this personality trait, and I am looking for seriousness, and I'm trying to have a baby, and I want her to be okay with getting pregnant. You know what I mean? And you might be like, oh my God, okay, I just met you. I just sat down for drinks like 10 minutes ago. Calm down, but I feel like they make their intentions very clear from the start, and they're very like, it's almost like they don't have time to waste. They are coming in, like I said, coming correct, knowing what they want. They're not here to waste time. They're not here to like figure things out. In fact, this person may be a little bit detached from their emotional side, and they may feel much more comfortable in the space of like business and work and career. And it may not be something that right off the bat, they're like super romantic and flowery and writing poetry and buying you roses. So there may be a little bit of a vibe with you of like, okay, I know where you stand, but I almost feel like some of you guys might be a little blown away by the enthusiasm, or you're a little bit like, oh my God, like, let me calm down, or maybe you should calm down a little bit and like take a chill pill and slow it down just a couple notches, because I feel like they are coming in hot from the jump, and they definitely know they like you, and there's a powerfulness to their energy. There's a like, take no prisoners. I know what I want. I'm going for it. And with the Emperor, sometimes that can be an energy that is a little demanding. I'm not going to lie. It can be an energy of someone who's very forceful, has a lot of strength. Again, it's Aries energy, so there's a lot of power, there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of passion, and I do feel like there will be a lot of passion between you guys. I feel like this person's going to be very powerfully attracted to you, to your physicality. I'm hearing to your body, and you may be attracted to them as well. This person may also be very physically fit. We got the Strength card. They may, especially if it's a masculine, may be quite muscular, and if it's a feminine as well, but they may be someone who really values like working out or a schedule or a routine with that. And I feel like they have certain goals that are very important to them. So that's something that you might have to balance in the relationship as well, is kind of like, okay, I know that they are trying to build this business, or I know they're trying to achieve this thing, and they might not have as much time to spend with you. Like they may be on a schedule, on a routine that is very hard for them to adjust. So you might be like, oh, well, I always love cuddling and watching The Bachelor every Tuesday with my partner. And this person's like, babe, I can't Tuesday. Like I have to work and I'm staying up until 10. Like I'm at the office and I love you, but I cannot stay in every Tuesday. Maybe once in a while, but like my schedule is very clear. And so I feel like there may be some push pull with that, where you're attracted to them, but also this person has their own, feels like they have their own identity. It feels like they come into this relationship kind of like knowing who they are, knowing their goals, and it's not that they're not going to make any compromises, but I do feel like you're dealing with a powerful person. You're dealing with possibly a very successful person. For some of you guys, this person could be very wealthy. This person could be someone who, like I said, is a successful business owner, has a lot of power, has even like a nice car or a really great job. And it's like their energy is very, I don't want to say set in stone, but it's already very aligned with something else. And I do feel like this person, like, it's not to say that they're neglecting the relationship or they don't care about the relationship. Like I said, we got the Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like, and the Lovers, and I feel like this person is coming in like they want a relationship. They're clear about what they want, but it's not necessarily even an option for them to like throw away their life and just be like, oh, I'm quitting my job tomorrow and I'll just spend all day with you. Even though you may be like, I want to spend more time with you. It may not be negotiable. It may be that this person is just super busy and has so much on their plate. And as much as they would love to spend more time with you, like they just can't. And I do feel like they have a lot of responsibilities. They have a lot on their plate. They have a lot of stuff they're doing. They have a lot of goals. So it's almost like a negotiation process, figuring out where you're going to work in this relationship, how things are going to work, how both of you guys can compromise and have your needs respected. And I do feel like because this person wants a long-term relationship, they'll probably be open to that. They probably won't just be like completely closed off, being like, absolutely not. And why would you ask me? Like, I can't make any compromises for you. This is my schedule. Screw you. I feel like they might be like, okay, let me try to adjust things. I can't adjust that part of my schedule, but I'll try more. But I do think that, the thing is if you are put off by this and you're like, well, maybe they're lying and they're saying they can't see me, but if they really liked me, they would see me more. No, like this person is actually booked and busy and they really do have a very intense schedule. And I feel like they have a lot on their plate. They have a lot going on. So it's not that they don't want to see you. It's not that they're like not interested in you. It's that they have so much to do and they have so much going on that they have to take care of, that I feel like as much as they may want to spend all their time with you, they also just have other things happening, and there's a lot of things that are almost out of their control. They may be in a really competitive field. We got the 9 of Wands with them. And this person, I feel like, also perceives you as very attractive. Like they wouldn't be dating you if they didn't see you as very attractive. They do see you as someone that can bring a lot to their life. And I feel like you also open up that softer side to them. If they are in a very hustling, ambitious energy, you kind of open up their emotional side and make them realize how much maybe it is nice when they, play hooky from work or don't clock in late at the office. And they may find themselves opening up to that a little bit more, especially if this is like a masculine and you're a feminine. I feel like they really enjoy seeing that feminine touch that you bring. And if you're a masculine and this is a feminine, she may be a feminine that is, like a kind of boss girl, you know what I mean? Or a girl boss, I should say. But not with any negative implications of that, just only positive. But I feel like, they have ambitions and dreams and goals, and that may be something you both have to navigate around and talk about and discuss. And you may find that the more time they spend with you, if it is a feminine, that the more open they're willing to be, and the more they're like, you know what, actually it's really nice and I really enjoy this, and I'm not usually like a cuddler, but with you make me feel, safe with you, and it feels different. But I feel like there's almost an opening up of this person's heart chakra that happens in the relationship. And the person that you meet at the very beginning, which may be very intimidating, kind of harsh, or like, like I said, intimidating, just someone that maybe even a little, I don't want to say scary because that implies like they're crazy or violent or something, but they make an intimidating figure. Like I feel like this person does have their career on point. They have a lot of goals in their life. They're someone that may look really good. They may be in really incredible physical shape, and you might be a little like, woof, this is a lot to take on, and I hope this person likes me, and I don't know, they seem kind of like closed off emotionally, and I'm not sure where I fit in. But by the end, they may really open up and be like, I don't want to say a little puppy dog with you, but like a little sweetheart, and you might see a different side of them than everyone else gets access to. So let's get into some more cards. I haven't seen any of these cards. So we got good luck, prosperity, confidence, and finding. So yeah, this person may have a lot of money. They may be very well off financially. They may be very successful. And I also feel like they have a lot of confidence. I also feel like this is someone who has had a lot of success. It's not like they are some desperate person who's like searching for a partner and constantly being rejected. It's like they are very successful. And it's almost like, how did you catch this person? Like they may be in between relationships, or they had another serious relationship or something, or they, are so busy with work they can't date, but it feels like they are a catch. It feels like you have that feeling about them of like, whoo, I kind of lucked out. This person brings a lot to the table, and this person has a lot going for them. And like, I'm kind of impressed that like they like me so much because yeah, they got a lot of their life figured out. I also feel like this person is probably very wise. They may be highly educated, or they may know a lot about a lot of different subjects. And I actually feel like you might really enjoy listening to them specifically speak about the random knowledge they have. They might even give you really helpful tips like investing tips or stock tips or crypto tips or something. I feel like there's an energy of you learning from them, and them kind of like taking you in their hand and like teaching you a lot of stuff and kind of like broadening your horizons. They might even introduce you to like different types of food that you've never tried, or take you to like a really fancy restaurant that you've never been to. But I feel like there's a vibe with them of loving to like open your eyes to things, and you really feeling safe with them. They, in a way, I feel like at first you're kind of trying to figure them out and being like, okay, like, are they just really demanding? They seem to like things their way. But then after time, I feel like you kind of trust them, and you're like, oh, they have really good taste. They have really good advice about where to go, and they have all this interesting knowledge, and they like, don't need to talk to the sommelier when we're ordering wine. They know their stuff. So you know what? I'll just let them order. And they always pick something good. And it's almost like a relaxed energy you get to fall into, especially if you're a feminine and this is a masculine, where you kind of like their taste. And if this is a feminine, maybe you like their taste in a different way, because maybe sometimes the feminine can be the best one at picking out the restaurants because she has her preferences. But I feel like there's a vibe where you really start trusting this person's judgment and being like, this is kind of awesome. Like this person always directs me to the best places in town. I learn a lot from them. And it also could be flipped, especially if you're a masculine and this is a feminine. This could be the vibe you step into in the relationship, and they kind of look up to you, learn from you, that kind of a thing. So take it how it resonates, leave the rest. As always, for all the pick a card readings, it's a general reading. So some of the information is for you and maybe some of it isn't, and listen to your heart with the things that really resonate with you and pop out to you and strike you as like, yes, that's for me. Those are the messages that are for you. And the ones that don't, leave them and don't even worry about it. But yeah, I think that this person, it's kind of like opening your eyes. And there's also this energy of, I guess, patience or compromise that's coming in. Like, I feel like you're kind of learning to compromise. They're learning to compromise. What I just saw was Beauty and the Beast. And I actually feel like that's a really good vibe. How like, or a good metaphor for you guys. Cause how the Beast, when the movie starts, he's very like set in his ways, and he always has dinner at a certain time, and he's very like, he gets angry when anything's off that. And by the end, he's like fully letting Belle like call the shots, and he's just like completely enthralled with her. And she's also more understanding of him. She knows how he works and why he gets mad, and she's like able to predict that. And I feel like there's that vibe where both of you guys are kind of not set in your ways, but both of you are learning to really compromise, talk with each other, understand each other. I do feel like this person, though, they are looking for something long term. They are looking for something committed. And like I said, I feel like they come correct from the jump. I feel like they know what they want. They're not figuring it out. They're not dilly dallying or kind of like wasting time or like, maybe I want to date. I don't know if I want something serious. I feel like they know what they want. And you're that type and you fit into it. And they're like, okay, let's go. And they're very committed to it, just like they commit to everything else in their life. And that's probably why they're such a big success in, their work sector of their life, because I feel like, when they go for something, they go with 100% and they do the same thing with you. So let me get into some song cards and get the vibe for this relationship for pile number 3, their new relationship. What song cards? Okay, we got Alien Days, MGMT. Okay. What song cards are we going to get? Run Away With Me, Carly Rae Jepsen. What is the vibe for pile number 3 in their relationship? Okay, Sex with My Ex, Lil Peep. And let's see, Lover, Taylor Swift. And Emotion, Bee Gees. So there it even could be a vibe. What's sticking out to me in the Lover song is that line where she's like, we could leave the Christmas lights up till January. This is our house, we make the rules. So you might even move in with this person, or there may be a vibe of them really welcoming you into their life and you really enjoying their lifestyle. I feel like I'm hearing both of you guys know what you want at this point. You know what you like, you know what you don't like, and it feels like you're really able to commit to this in a mature way. Kind of like coming together, not messy or chaotic, but really knowing what you want and being willing to commit to something solid and not wanting to waste a lot of time. So things may feel to a certain extent like they move fast. Because I feel like with this person, they are very much in the mindset of like, I want to lock it down. I want something serious. They might want kids. That's actually the vibe or the scene that happens in the Alien Days MGMT music video. And I was thinking of that when I pulled the song card, is because like the whole music video is about this girl having kids. And not gonna go into like all the whole vibe of the storyline of the music video, but that's the major plot line to sum it up really quickly. So I feel like this person may want kids. If you don't want kids, of course, you're not going to hopefully be forced to have kids. But I feel like they may really know what they want and they may really be very solid about going after it, quick about going after it. Like they're not trying to waste time. They're not trying to play games, play around, have miscommunications. And I feel like they're going to be very direct with you with what they want and their expectations of you. And like, is that okay with you? Are you committed to that? They may even ask for commitment within, a short while of knowing them. You may find that you're dating them for a couple weeks and they're like, hey, I'm not seeing anyone else. Do you want the same thing? Like, I feel like they are very, like I said, knowing what they want, solid about that. And I'm also hearing if you're older, only if you're older, but although, it could happen in any range, I guess, age range. But I feel like this person may even have kids of their own is what I'm getting. They may have some kids of their own. And maybe this is why they are looking for like another partner. But it's almost like they have a maturity because of this. They're not wasting time. Their energy feels a little more mature than me. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person is like 30s and up, even 40s or 50s. I could totally see. But if they're younger, it may just be that they have a more mature energy field about them. They have a more mature, they may have experienced a lot more of life or, lived a lot of life already, but it doesn't feel like a super immature, just 20 something wild and free kind of lifestyle. It feels like they are committed. They know what they have to do and things move, like I said, very fast, or things are just moving along a certain trajectory. And yeah, it's very solid. Let's get into some more cards. So we got the Metal King, Discipline, Armor, Boundaries, the Prison Waif, Self-Sabotage, Poverty Consciousness, and the Ice Queen. Ideas preserved, non-action entitlement. I'm hearing that there may be some miscommunication at a certain point in this relationship where maybe you might be like non-communicative about something, or there's something you don't want to compromise on, and this person, like, it really drives them crazy, and there's almost like an argument or something that has to happen. And I feel like if y'all can move past that, then it's a lot more smooth sailing, because some of it is just needing to like hash it out and finally like set some boundaries. I actually feel like a talk about boundaries would be a really good idea with this person, just to be like, okay, so this is what I'm willing. Like, I feel like this person thrives off really direct communication. Like, they kind of need you to just say it like it is. They don't want you to beat around the bush. They don't want you to be like, well, maybe I could do it. You know, like, they're not going to do so well with like a Pisces Mercury or a Libra Mercury or a Libra Mars. I feel like they need like an Aries Mercury, or they need, you know, some kind of direct, very blunt communication that's just going to tell it like it is. And I feel like for them, it's almost like once we hash this out, or once we set some rules, then they're like, okay, I got it. Okay, this is okay. And there may have to be a discussion about certain boundaries or certain rules, or almost like if you're not a good texter, they may be like, well, why didn't you text me back, or something like that. And there may be some discussion about this that has to be, like I said, just hashed out, talked through. And I feel like once that happens, this person can understand where you're coming from. I almost feel like this person has a little bit of a fear of rejection very deep down, even though they are such a big success. There is this fear of like you not liking them back enough. And it's almost like because they do a lot for you, or because they really do care about you, there's this fear that like maybe that's the only reason you're in it, and that you don't really like them back as much. So it's almost like that has to be worked through. That has to be just like moved through. And then I feel like we can come together and it's a lot easier and there's not as much heaviness. But it's almost like that has to be just, you know, moved through, worked past, and then it's definitely not the end of the world. But there may be some boundaries that get put up a little bit between you guys with that. I also feel like this person, again, very attracted to your physicality. I feel like they see you as really beautiful and they love your body. I also feel like this person likes to be active. So they may even want you to go on like hikes with them or do active things with them. I could see you guys like working out together, or like biking together, or hiking together, or something like that. I feel like this person, you know, they are kind of a go-getter, and not just with their career, but in their personal life, hobbies as well. So they're probably the kind of person that may be liking to be busy. Like, even if you're watching a movie, maybe they have to have like a puzzle, you know, going at the same time, because they can't just sit still, watch the movie. They have to have like a puzzle or a project they're working on, or like an arts and crafts thing, or be on their phone, like going over numbers, you know. But I feel like they need that busyness. And they love having you around, and they love when you nurture them, especially whoever's the feminine in this. Like, the masculine loves the nurturing and really feeds off that. So, you know, even though they may seem distracted sometimes when they're like on their phone when you're watching a TV show together, I feel like they just, you know, that's their happy place. So don't get it twisted and think, oh, they don't care because they're on their phone. No, I feel like they're just like, they need to be doing, they're like a busy person. They need to be active, but they do love your soothing energy. So we also got covenant, sacred contract, the further gate, bold step forward, overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, and heart, home, compassion. So again, you may move into this person's home, especially if they have a home. If they have a nice house, they may have you move in with them. They also may be very financially successful. They may be doing really well. And again, I feel like there's a vibe of you almost being kind of nervous at first, or you not being as open to the relationship, and you being a little like trepidatious, I guess is the word, SAT word. But anyway, kind of being like, not standoffish, but like a little scared, like not scared because that's too dramatic, but you know, there's a little like, there's a little almost like hesitance on your part, I guess, as I should say. Not that I think there's anything bad about this person, but I just feel like they're very ready to move fast, and you're not as like, let's speed this up, let's go a million miles an hour. You know, they are like, let's go, let's move it. I'm ready, I'm down. I know I like this person. I'm all in. And you're a little bit like, ooh, hold your horses. Okay, let me get to know you more. And I just feel like maybe that's where this tension comes in later, where maybe there's a part of them that thinks maybe they don't like me as much. Because when we first started dating, like, I was fully in, I was all the way down, and they were still like figuring things out and trying to like talk about their feelings and they weren't sure, and I was 100% sure about them the whole time. So there's kind of this like, I don't know if they like me as much. But of course, you have every right to take as much time as you want and as you need. And in a way, it may add to the appeal as well, because this person may see you as hard to get. They may see you as like a prize that they have to work for. And again, I think this person is not afraid of a challenge. So they may actually like the fact that at first you weren't 100% down, because they may, secretly in the back of their mind think, heck yeah, because then I had to earn them, and I love earning things and I love a challenge, but they wouldn't tell you that, So it's kind of an interplay in that. But I do feel like this person is doing a lot to win you over. They may really try to wine and dine you or take you out on nice dates, or really do a lot to win you over when you first meet them. They may really go out of their way to like charm you, please you, do stuff for you, and show you that they're a really good long-term partner, especially when you first meet them. And I feel like they want to be very clear about your intentions as well. I'm hearing they may try to like hold your hand on the first date or second date or something, like they want to move fast. And, sometimes on those first dates, like both sides are kind of figuring out each other and it's kind of standoffish. Maybe you hug and you both keep your hips like super far apart. And I feel like this person might try to like hold your hand at the table, or, kiss you on the first date. Like, it's like they really know, and they want to know you know, and they might be moving a little faster than you, but it's like, yeah, I think it's not like a bad thing, because I do feel like their intentions are long term. So let me get some astrology dice for pile number 3, their future relationship. Okay, so we got Virgo, we got Scorpio, and then we also got Mercury. That makes perfect sense, because there's a very mercurial, smart energy in this pile. So Mercury rules over Virgo and Gemini. And so we got double Virgo, then we got Scorpio and Gemini. So again, the conversations may be on point. I feel like this person knows a lot, and I feel like they can teach you so much about a lot of different subjects. And it's probably really fascinating just to hear them talk, because I feel like they're super smart. So even if they were to talk about like any random subject, they probably know a lot of information, and they can just hold forth and like, you find yourself learning about some topic that maybe even in the before you would think was just boring and you didn't care about. But the way they talk about it, you're like, oh, I never thought about that. That's so interesting. And I feel like they are charismatic. Like, they may be a business leader. They may own their own company. And so they're really capable of moving conversations forward and doing a really good job with that. And like, in talking to a lot of people. And so there's a charisma there that I also feel like you're very attracted to. There's a competence and competence is the word, capability also, that I feel like you're very drawn to. You're very attracted to. Like, they just handle things. I'm hearing that Olivia Pope line, like, it's handled. I feel like they are just really good at that, with the 6th house as well being Virgo. Virgo is super capable. They're like the surgeon. They're very precise. They're also perfectionists. They know what they want. So again, I feel like this person's a bit of a perfectionist, and that may be why you're kind of like, well, why is this person single? They clearly wanted a relationship. What's going on? They may be such a perfectionist and kind of that Virgo perfectionist energy that the people that they met before might not have pleased them, or they might not have liked anyone enough. And so that's why they had to wait until they found you, and then they really like you, and they're definitely willing to make it more serious. We also have Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th house of shared income and other people's money. So there may be a vibe of this person being very financially generous with you, or wanting to really take care of you, you moving into their house, that kind of a thing. And Scorpio is also very like intense, and they know what they want. They go for it. They're not wishy-washy. They're not like, let me figure this out. Like, they are fixed water. And if they want something, they're going to go for it. They're going to want it for a really long time. They're very picky with who they actually like. Virgo and Scorpio have that in common. So yeah, I feel like with this person, they like you, and you might be like a little bowled over at first, like, okay, calm down. I like you too, but I barely know you. But I feel like they know what they want from the jump. They come in strong. They come in hot. They come correct. So in a way, it's really nice that they're making their intentions so clear. You're not going to have to like wonder, like, wait, what did that text mean? What are they trying to say? Do they like me? I haven't heard from them. I don't know. It's like from the jump, they are very clear with you about what they want, their intentions, and all of that. So yeah, I think that's what I have for you, pile 3. If it resonated, let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys, hearing your thoughts and stories. So let me know what you think. Also, make sure to give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And I just posted a reading over on Patreon all about their late night thoughts about you. So that's a fun, juicy 18+ reading, all about what they're thinking about you late at night. Maybe they're trying to go to bed, can't sleep, whatever. What are they thinking about you? We get into all of it. And as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to over 70 additional readings about every topic under the sun, as well as exclusive access to early YouTube readings, as well as ad-free YouTube readings. So they get posted first on Patreon, and all my Patreons get to watch them first, as well as in addition to the exclusive readings that you'll only find on Patreon that are about love, relationships, career, money, friends, family, future life, past lives, where you should live, every topic under the sun, lots of shadow work readings. So we really try to cover every topic. If that sounds good to you, then go to the link underneath the timestamps in the comments in the description and sign up for Patreon. Also, if you want to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a half hour or a full hour-long session with me, have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel for you, or a little combination. And you get to obviously choose the topic, choose what we get into and ask about. So you'll get my undivided attention and focus on whatever topic you would like. And if you're interested in that, go to my website, briarrosetarot.com. The link for that is in my description. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back again very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile 4, welcome to your reading. So you guys got the 9 of Swords, 7 of Wands reversed, the Tower, Knight of Cups, 8 of Wands, and the Justice card. So the first thing that was coming through really strong as I was shuffling, and I was like, there has to be a water energy. And I'm so glad the Knight of Cups came through, because to me, this person feels so creative. Like, I feel like this person, they are honestly a real delight to be around, because they have such an amazing mind. They're always thinking of different things. They're very creative. They may dress in a slightly unconventional way, and I feel like there's a lot of beauty about them that's kind of like a gentle beauty. Like, I'm seeing a butterfly, and I think they're showing me that because, like, if you take a butterfly in your hand, as beautiful as it is, you can easily crush it or damage it because the wings are so fragile, and that's why they have such beautiful shimmering colors, but there's such a fragility there. And I feel like there's something about this person that maybe they're a little shy, or they're a little nervous, or they may have been hurt in the past. We can see the 9 of Swords, the Tower card. They don't feel to me like a super aggressive energy. And we even got the 7 of Wands reversed. So they may not be a competitive, aggressive type of person, but I feel like deep inside, like, they have a little bit of a shell up, which almost all the water signs have protective instincts, whether it's Cancer, the crab, Scorpio, the scorpion with the stinger, or Pisces, the ability to swim away. But all the water signs have a protective mechanism, and then that's because they are so soft on the inside. So I feel like this person wouldn't necessarily open up to everyone, but with you, they feel really safe, really comfortable. And there's a beautiful meeting of the minds. I could see some people, I'm seeing 2 people having a picnic in the park. One person's like reading poetry, or 2 people who are like, you know, having lunch or dinner at a cafe and like laughing with a bottle of wine and telling all these secrets, you know, and the waiter's kind of looking over like, what are these young kids doing? They, like, the restaurant's about to close. But I feel like there's a beautiful, sweet, almost like discovery process. Honestly, I feel like this person's energy is very gentle, and even the way they are around you, I feel like is very gentle. Like the way they would touch you or hold you, like, I feel like there's a tentativeness around them. They're not an overly aggressive energy. They're not a like, get over here type of vibe. Like, I don't think they're going to approach you in a way that's like super overly aggressive or like, you know, very forceful. I feel like there's kind of an unfolding, and there's a gentleness, and you may even have to like tolerate that. Like, if you're the type of person that you're like, oh, well, I like when someone approaches me really directly, and I like when someone knows where I know where they stand, and they make it really clear. I don't know that this person is going to do that. They may even not quite know where they stand. They may have like that Pisces kind of like, a lot of water signs operate under like a deep level of very deep unconscious motives, especially Pisces. They might not even know what they're doing or why they're doing it, but they just do it. And then later they're like, oh, I think I was doing it because of this psychic, but it's all very unconscious. It's not necessarily clear. So sometimes people can be confused by water signs actions and be like, what is this person doing? But there's usually a like hidden meaning, a hidden purpose, kind of like how water may look very flat and still on the surface, but there's like a really strong current underneath. A lot of water signs are like that. So I feel like when you first meet them, they may not make their intentions clear. You may have a little bit of a vibe of like, what is this person doing? Or we're just talking, or we're just friends. And you may catch them looking at you out of the side of the corner of their eye, or, you know, like they're like, hey, let me send you a song or something. And you're like, okay. And they send you a song and it's really deep and really emotional. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, I thought we were friends, but kind of one of the most intense love songs I've ever heard in my life, but okay. Like, I feel like, you know, this person's still figuring it out, and it's almost like they're like a little tentative around you, like a little scared bird or a scared animal that's like, you know, I don't even know if I'm safe with you yet. I'm still figuring you out, and I'm just like gonna be on my guard. So I feel like at first you also are kind of like not sure what they're doing. You're a little bit taken aback by it. You're a little like, okay, I think you like me, but I don't quite know. So there's a little confusion at first. And I feel like this person kind of has to get more safe or feel more comfortable around you until they fully feel comfortable approaching you. I also got a message for some of you guys. There's like two different types of people in this pile. There's also people that in this pile, I'm not going to lie, your next relationship may be more about an inward journey to the self. So there's the there's the water sign vibe coming through. I feel like Spirit has made a division within this pile where some people are going to have that water sign relationship and some people are supposed to do a little bit more inward work. And so take what resonates, leave the rest, whichever one you feel called for you is the one that's going to resonate and the one that's going to be for you, and then leave the rest behind. But for some of you guys, this is also about an inward journey. This is about you doing inner work and even finding the things you really love in life. I'm not going to talk about this too much though, because we are going to, you know, focus on the meaning of this, the main topic, I guess, of this reading. So we're going to go back to this person that most of you guys are going to date. But there is that note that for some of you guys, this could be a relationship that is more about a journey with yourself, more about your connection with yourself, more about your inward journey, and not necessarily about a secondary party. And just doing some inward work, self-discovery, beautiful Knight of Cups, finding the things you love type energy. But let's get back to the whole topic, which is your next relationship. So for those of you guys who are going to have a different relationship, I do feel like this relationship, again, it's going to come in kind of like from the side. Like you're not necessarily going to expect it or expect to hit it off with this person. And I feel like at first, I'm not going to lie, you may find them to be a little strange, especially Pisces can give off a strange vibe because they're an outer planet. All the outer planets can kind of have that vibe, especially Uranus and Neptune, can seem very alien-esque and otherworldly. So sometimes you might be like, I don't know what this person is doing. I'm not quite sure. Like, did they even know what they're doing? Maybe they dress in an unconventional way, or they talk about unconventional things, or the things they're interested in are things like you've never heard of. And you're like, what? Like, why? What do you mean? No, I don't know that artist. I never even heard of that genre. What are you talking about? You know, so there is that vibe of like discovery with this person. But I feel like over time, you become very drawn to them and their energy feels very gentle. It almost feels like soaking into a beautiful hot tub or a feather bed or something, sinking into it and just like enjoying. And I feel like there's a beautiful peacefulness between you guys. I also feel like this person, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to turn this into an 18+ reading or anything, but I do feel like this person would be good in bed because they're great at reading energy. So they're great at giving you what you want and like being able to intuit that and being able to see like, oh, I think this person would like this. They're kind of a shapeshifter. They're giving me that Pisces shapeshifter vibes. I keep getting Pisces energy, but it could be the other water signs as well, Scorpio, Cancer, and all of them are good at reading the mind of their partner because they are psychic signs. So I feel like this person, you know, they really can know how you're feeling. They know what you're upset about. They can really read your mind, and it feels like a relief to you. This person may be coming into your life to help you heal from some stuff. That may be why we got the Nine of Swords and the Tower card, is maybe they are coming into your life to help you heal some trauma, heal some wounds, especially if you've been hurt in past relationships, because often that's the purpose of, like, especially Pluto Scorpio placement, is to actually trigger wounds. And so you may find yourself going really deep with this person at first, talking about things you never thought you'd talk about, going into subjects that maybe you were like, I would never tell anyone this. And then you find yourself pouring your heart out to this person and being kind of shocked by it. Let me get into some more cards. So we got empowerment, healing. Oh, we just talked about that. Freedom and inspiration. I do feel like there's a creative vibe. This person may be very creative. They may use you as like a muse. You may be a muse to them, and they may make art based off of you, or where you are the inspiration for the art. So, you may find that they write a song or something and the lyrics sound really similar to like your vibe or your physical description. Or they're always scribbling in like a little notebook and they won't show you the notebook, and then they finally tell you it's like poetry, but you're not allowed to read it, but it's about you. But there's a real sweetness. I'm seeing someone also who has like a bunch of tattoos. So this person may have a bunch of tattoos, or that may just be their aesthetic. I do feel like this person has a really cool aesthetic. They're very visually attractive. I feel like this person is attractive, but it's not in like the standard way. Again, there's something very unusual about them and kind of delicate and fragile. So they may have like that beauty that's not like this super strong, like, powerful build. They may be kind of like skinny, or they have, they look very like pale with dark hair, and the contrast is very interesting. And, there's something about them that I feel like you almost want to protect them. There's something about them that is very unique and very different. And also, I feel like they have there's a lovely line to their nose, is what I'm getting as well. And I feel like when you guys are together, it's almost like time fades away, the world fades away. You can just stare into each other's eyes. And I do feel like this person is quite romantic. If they are a water sign, it makes perfect sense. Pretty much all the water signs are romantic and have romantic sides to them. So I feel like they have a vibe where, you might be surprised by them when they just randomly buy you roses on a Tuesday, or they tell you that they've written something for you and they give you a love note and it's like the most romantic thing you've ever read. I feel like you're going to really love that. Like, this is something that's going to heal you in a way, or make you feel like, wow, this is like, I didn't know this was possible. I didn't know people acted this way in relationships. Like, yeah, I saw it in movies, but this is so sweet. Like, I can't believe they actually care about me this much. So there's a very healing energy throughout this pile. And I've mentioned that from the beginning. I feel like I could even see this being like soul ties or soul destiny, soulmates, twin flames thing, where maybe you guys knew each other in past lifetimes, or there's some reason why you came together to help each other on your journey of soul growth, and to make you guys both ascend a little bit, and to make you more open to, yeah, different soul journey things. I also feel like this person is really patient, which I love. Like, I don't feel like they're the kind of person to necessarily fly into a rage, although I will say they may get melancholic. They are, I'm getting water sign vibes. They might not just be a water sign, but this is the energy I'm picking up on. Of course, to read someone's chart, you'd have to like take into account the planets. They may just have like, sometimes someone has like no water placements, but they have Neptune conjunct the ascendant or conjunct sun, and it's giving them heavy Pisces vibes, or any of the other planets, moon, Pluto, whatever. But I'm just feeling like this person, I'm getting such strong watery energy. We also got the Knight of Cups. So to me, that's confirmation. And the Knight of Cups as well, we should talk about, because the Knight of Cups is very exploratory. It's a younger energy. It's not the older energies of the Queen or the King. Not to say this person has to be young, but I'm getting like a younger vibe. And I feel like for them, they're still very like learning. They're still very open. Their energy feels very open and not closed off. It feels like they are still really curious about the world and discovering things. And I feel like the way you guys discover things together is like a real joy. There's a kind of like lack of guardedness in them. Like, I do feel like they have barriers up, but I also feel like there's something kind of guileless and sweet and almost like childlike about them, where, like I said, it kind of brings out your protective side. You want to like nurture them, take care of them. And you might find yourself stepping into that role more and feeling empowered because of that. Let me get into some song cards for you and this person. So can you tell me about pile four's next relationship spirit? So we got How Deep Is Your Love, the Bee Gees, okay. And Talking Body, Tovlo. What songs do we have for pile number 4 and their future next relationship. Endgame, Taylor Swift. Okay. And The Only Exception, Paramore. That's such a sweet song. Definitely sums up the very sweet vibes in this. And we also got Thinking About You, Frank Ocean, and Beyond Love, Beach House. Beach House definitely fits the vibe of this relationship, by the way. Like, if you like Beach House's music or you haven't listened to them, by the way, you should. I always shout out their last album, Once Twice Melody, because it's so good. It's one of my favorite albums to like trance out and meditate to. So Beach House makes great music for that in general, but their last album was so good and I feel like no one talks about it. Anyway, so listen to Beach House, people. But the point is, I feel like, Beach House has a very tranced out vibe. It's kind of like an outer planet vibe, a Neptune, Uranus vibe. And I feel like this is this person's vibe as well. They could also have Aquarius placements. I could see that really strongly with them too. It's just giving outer planets. It's just giving like very different, not of this world. I also feel like this person isn't like materialistic. I don't feel like they're the kind of person that worries about trends, worries about, fitting in a lot, and they may seem very different. They may be a bit of a loner. They may not be someone that has like a huge circle, but I don't think it's because they're weird or bad at conversation or like they have a social problem. I think it's because they're almost like too cool. They actually might have a lot of people who are kind of weirdly jealous of them because they are so different, because they are so unique, because they are a very special person, and because they have a gentle side. And I don't feel like they're willing to like compromise themselves and twist themselves into a pretzel to fit in. So I feel like in a way it might open you up as well to like exploring your most authentic self and being okay with being different. Not saying that you've been like trying to fit in or you've been compromising yourself, but I think sometimes when we meet someone who's like completely okay with the weird sides of ourselves and like loves that and has like no compunction about sticking out, then it allows us to step into that energy as well. It allows us to become the most authentic version of ourselves and really enjoy it. It's like, oh, wow, you actually really don't care if everyone else thinks I'm a weirdo. So now I can be my realest, genuine version of myself. We also got Yummy by Justin Bieber. A Pisces, by the way. There's a lot of like Pisces placements in here. I think Frank Ocean might have a strong Pisces placement, but I can't remember his chart. But I feel like, yeah, there's, this person, like I said, they're very romantic. So they probably do think about you all the time. And you guys might feel like you have a connection up on the astral plane, even when you guys are separated and apart from each other. I feel like this person would get like super romantic around the holidays, or if there is any holiday, like even Valentine's Day or a birthday or whatever, they would be the type to like buy you roses and chocolates and go all out. And, they are honestly a really good partner. Let's get into some, ooh, that's upside down. Okay. Lady of the Gift. See, I haven't seen any of these, so I don't know when they're upside down or upright. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, withholding, the Dream Walker, dreams, the collective unconscious, illusions, the phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change, and the resting tree, patience, stillness. So as I was saying, I just literally said they're probably super sweet on the holidays and buy you roses, and then we got the Lady of the Gift. So I feel like they are very sweet. They're very generous, even though I'm not going to lie, this person may not have a ton of money. I'm not going to say they're broke, but they may not have a ton of money. I don't feel like money is a main focus for them. I don't feel like they're super ambitious. Like, I got to make money and I got to drive a cool car and show off. Like, I feel like they are much deeper than that. They are very soulful. And so money may not be like a huge thing that they're ready to splash out, but I do feel like they would be so sweet and so romantic. Like, who cares? It's kind of like something that is completely free can sometimes be the sweetest thing, or something that's cheap, like putting together a picnic and like really going all out and making it super nice. And even if it was stuff that wasn't super expensive that you grabbed from the grocery store, sometimes that can be like the nicest, most romantic event in your whole life. Way better than going to like a fancy restaurant. And I feel like they would go out of their way to do stuff for you. Maybe they would like, make sure they get you flowers every time they go to the store, or, if they can, like, check the oil in your car, do things for you. Like, I feel like their love language may be acts of service. It could also be quality time, but I do feel like they're going to go out of their way for like, okay, let me try to figure out how I can give to pile number 4. Let me try to do so much for them. Let me take care of them. Like, honestly, they have such a really sweet side. And also we got the resting tree. So I feel like with this person, again, when you first meet them, they may not approach you really directly, and you may have to have a lot of patience with them and kind of have that understanding understanding that like, okay, I think they like me, but they're not stepping forward, but that's okay. I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm not going to be upset about that. I'm going to accept the fact that they're not fully showing me all their feelings. They're not fully stepping into like, hey, let's date. I'm 100% serious about you. But I still know that they do care about me and that they do like me. And I'm not going to like get in my head and overanalyze this. So I feel like you do have to have a little patience with them at first, especially because they may not come in hot and just be like, I want you. I'm 100% in. I want all of you, because I just think that's not their style. I think they're the kind of person that even they at first are kind of like figuring out, not sure of the vibe. So you're going to have to be a little patient with them in general in life. But this person may be very highly psychic, and you might meet them on the astral plane before you actually meet them physically. You may have dreams of them. You may have visions of them. You may feel very connected to them up on the astral plane before you've ever actually met them. And I do feel like, again, this person is really romantic, probably an incredible kisser, probably really great in bed. We're not going to go into that, but I do feel like they're very responsive. They're very like giving to you, very loving. They're happy to like do whatever to make you happy. And that vibe goes throughout the relationship. Let me get into these cards. So we got in the hand, the universe is your partner, stars in the sky, limitless possibility, hollow bone, teachability, and whale song resonating. I think that what's beautiful about this is y'all's conversations feel like they're just going to be amazing. Like you guys could talk for hours and really get lost in each other's eyes and just lose yourself in this beautiful conversation, lose yourself and end up like shutting down the restaurant because you guys are just stuck talking to each other for so long. And the maitre d' and the waiters are like, can y'all leave? Like this has been going on forever. But you just feel like it's like there's so much beautiful resonance between you guys, and the things you want to talk about are so deep. It's not like a boring surface level conversation. It may get really deep really quick. It may feel like it's the first date, but you're already talking about traumas, or you're already talking about, your greatest hopes and fears, or you're talking about your like childhood stuff, and you barely know this person, but it feels like you've met them before. So there's a real depth there. This person, I am getting a vibe, this is a negative, that this person may be a little self-destructive, or they may get melancholic. They may get into moods. They are a water sign. Water signs are highly emotional. So at times they may kind of disappear or drop out, or you may not hear from them for a while. And by a while, I mean, not necessarily like months or years, but like, a week or a few days. Not necessarily like, oh my God, I haven't heard from this person in like 8 months, but maybe like a few days, like maybe 4 days. Suddenly they're kind of like not really texting you a lot or calling, and you might be like, And I feel like it's almost like this person has to, they do go through emotional waves, and they kind of like have to like sometimes have time to themselves, and then they'll come back, I think, very regenerated. But sometimes if that's something that for you get frustrated by, or you're like, okay, like I need to hear from you, like this really drives me crazy. This may be something that does bother you or gets on your nerves, and it may not be your favorite thing about this person. I'm not going to lie. It may bother you about them, but I don't think that they're doing it to like ghost you or anything like that. So you may have to have, again, that patience and understanding with them, and also allowing them that freedom. If they have an major outer planet vibe, be it Pisces or Aquarius, both are signs that really require freedom and kind of require like a little bit of a hands off, like letting them do their own thing. So I feel like with this person, they do like you, but they may have to kind of like go off, do their own thing for a minute, and then come back, and they'll come back like twice as excited to see you and super grateful to you for giving them that time and giving them that space. And I do feel like they're also going to be very encouraging to you, especially if you have any creative projects you want to work on. Maybe you've been thinking about writing a book or starting a cookbook or putting together a TikTok, and they would be the kind of person who would be like, you absolutely have to do it. You're so good. You're the best photographer. You should post that. Like, I feel like they are just so encouraging. They want to see you achieve your dreams. And so again, that may be also why there's this healing vibe, healing energy in the relationship between you guys, where you do some self-growth through this relationship, and it really helps you step into a higher version of yourself from being with this person. Let's get into some astrology dice for pile number 4. So we got Aquarius. I love it because I just called that out, right? I've been calling it out. And then the 9th house, and then Venus. So we have Sagittarius, then we have Venus, which is Taurus and Libra and Aquarius. So we've been talking about Aquarius. I can definitely get Aquarian vibes. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, an outer planet, and Aquarius loves to be different. It's also a highly intellectual, intelligent sign, genius energy sign, and Aquarius can kind of predict things before they happen. They're very in touch with the collective and what's going to happen next. A lot of visionaries are Aquarians, and so they're really great at reading kind of the tea leaves of like what's going to happen culturally. So they're often trendsetters. They're often the first to wear a certain wardrobe or a trend, a fashion clothing trend before anyone else in the friend group has ever even heard of it. So again, I feel like this person may have a really cool avant-garde sense of style. They may dress differently or uniquely, style their hair differently, and really stick out from a crowd. A lot of Aquarians are very different, and you can like spot them, or they just stand out in a room. They are on that same axis with Leo. Leo also kind of has that vibe. But Aquarians, it's because they're just so different. You know, Leos might have an inner glow from them or something, but Aquarians is because like they just seem like an alien. They seem so different, so unique, so unusual. And I feel like that's something that really draws you to this person is like, again, they have a different quality to them that like captures your imagination and your attention on its own, but also the way they are so comfortable with that, the way they're not afraid to be different, the way they're not like ashamed or trying to fit in or trying to like get everyone to like them. And they're just really okay with seeming different. They're really okay with people not understanding them. I feel like that's something you find really attractive, and it also helps you to step into that energy and be more bold about that yourself. We also have Venus, which rules over Libra and Taurus. So they may also have a natural grace to them. I'm also hearing, and this card reminds me of that they have beautiful hands as well. They may have just really something beautiful about the way their hands are shaped, or even their movements that they make with their hands, their gestures, that kind of a thing. I also feel like this person has natural charisma, and just physically speaking, they're very beautiful, and they may be able to charm anyone. They may be that energy that they could talk to like a random grandma and have the grandma like fanning herself and being like, oh, what a cute boy, you know, or they may be able to talk their way into like a private party or a wedding because they like just know how to approach the security guard. Like, I feel like they have this charisma, and there's also something kind of wild about them that encourages you to walk on the wild side a little bit. We do have that Sagittarius energy coming through as well. Sagittarius loves to explore. It also has the same ruler as Pisces. So there's a little Pisces coming through with that Jupiter rulership. So Jupiter is a highly spiritual energy. Sagittarius has that as well. And Sagittarius combines it with the energy of fire. So it makes someone who is spiritual but loves to explore. Sometimes they get their spiritual experiences through travel, through trying different things, through going new places. They love a challenge, an adventure, a new destination, a new thing in life. They don't like to be bored. They don't like to like sit around and just put up with the same old thing. So they will always have you on your toes a little bit, always have you like learning out there, trying new things. So I feel like for you, again, you learn a lot from this person, and they explore you, they bring you or help you explore different facets of yourself, different facets of life. And I feel like you kind of surprise yourself with like, I didn't know I would be into this, or I didn't know that, this was a part of my personality. I didn't know that I would actually really love this band, but I find myself being so drawn to it, and I find myself being really grateful to this person for introducing me to it. So it's kind of like a journey of self-discovery that you guys have with each other. And also, again, I just feel like you find this person's face to be really beautiful, something beautiful just about the way they look. Like they could catch your eye or attention across the room, and you kind of have a protective vibe of them. Like you want to take care of them in a way. And again, for some of you guys, this may be like parts of yourself you're discovering, because I feel like there is a vibe where there are some people in this pile who picked this pile where maybe it's not time for you to have a next relationship anytime soon, and you're still in like a self-growth, self-discovery stage. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're like, no, I want a relationship and I feel aligned with this relationship, then totally take that. And you always have free will as well. And so don't let it bother you if it doesn't resonate. But I am getting, for some people in this pile, maybe this is more of a journey of the self and of stepping into this identity as a new part of you, and not necessarily finding it in someone else, but actually finding it in yourself and aligning yourself with more like self-confidence of like trusting yourself and becoming this person who's not afraid of sticking out, not afraid of like being in their most authentic identity, and loves that, loves existing in that place. So either way, I think this is a beautiful next love energy, whether it's about self-love or love with someone else. It's a beautiful energy for you. Pile 4. I hope it resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments. I always love hearing from you, hearing your thoughts and stories. So let me know what you think. Also give this reading a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe. And I just posted over on my Patreon an 18 plus what are their late night thoughts about you. So that's a juicy one. And we talk about what they're thinking about late at night. Maybe they're drifting off to sleep, or they can't sleep, they're up in bed, whatever. What are they thinking about you? We get into all of it. And if you're interested in that, head on over to my Patreon. And as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to over 70 exclusive readings over there. And new ones go up all the time. You'll also get early access and ad-free access to all my YouTube videos. They get posted over there first, but you will get access to my whole exclusive library. And there's over 70 readings about love, money, relationships, career, spirituality, friends, family, future life, past lives, shadow work, where you should live, every topic under the sun we try to cover, and new readings get posted all the time. You guys vote on them and suggest them, so it's super interactive. If all of that sounds good to you, then head on over to my Patreon, and the link for that is underneath the timestamps in the comments and the description. I'd love to see you there. Also, if you want to get a private one-on-one reading with me, you can get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, and you can sign up for a half hour or a full hour-long session with me, have me pull tarot for you, read your astrology, channel for you, and yeah, those are the things. And you can ask me about whatever subject you want, and have me give you my undivided attention about whatever it is you need to know about. So if that sounds good to you, go to my website, briarrosetarot.com, and the link for that is in my description. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am sending you so much love and light, and I'll be back again very soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye.